Because sexual harassment claims are still actively occurring, Alex Cooper spoke out about them. Alex Cooper has discussed why she came out with her claims of sexual harassment from her college soccer coach, which she initially made public in a recent documentary about the Call Me Daddy podcast presenter. Cooper said in Wednesday's most recent edition of the podcast, the first since the publication of Call Her Alex, that she had no intention of making her accusations against Nancy Feldman, the former soccer coach at Boston University, public. Nonetheless, towards the end of filming this documentary, new information came to light. I found out that other women had stepped onto that same field and experienced the same harassment I did, Cooper said. I discovered the abuse and trauma I had been subjected to at Boston University was still actively happening on that campus in 2025, a decade after I left. Cooper also said that during Feldman's tenure as their coach, she had a conversation with another woman who experienced similar harassment. That day, everything changed for me. It helped me put things into perspective by showing me how much larger the harassment and abuse of power was and still is. Cooper said that it is widespread and pervasive. Cooper said in the Tribeca Film Festival debuting movie that her former coach, Nancy Feldman, became obsessed with her and engaged in deeply uncomfortable encounters with her, including physical contact and verbal abuse. Cooper said in the documentary that everything really shifted my sophomore year. I became aware that she was becoming far more obsessed with me than any of my teammates. Additionally, it was perplexing since the emphasis wasn't on how great you were doing. Come on, let's go to the field. It will be a starting for you. She made remarks about my physique, wanted to know who I was seeing, and wanted to spend all of her time by herself. I think I've hesitated to share my story for various reasons, Cooper stated in Wednesday's episode. It took me 10 years to tell this story, and I'll be honest, even saying the words right now, I was sexually harassed by my college soccer coach. I still feel uneasy and uncomfortable and anxious with all of it, she added. The first apparent, in my opinion, is that discussing it hurts a lot, and I believe that I also feel ashamed that I experienced this. The girl who calls her daddy. I also feared reprisals for coming out. Because the abuse wasn't physical, I was also concerned that others would minimize or downplay how serious what I had gone through was. Cooper eventually decided not to play soccer her final year at Boston despite having a scholarship because of her experience under Feldman. Feldman was declared Nancy Feldman Day in Boston on December 11 after retiring in 2022. Cooper said in the documentary, I felt a lot of anger, angry at my coach, angry at my school, and angry at the system that allowed this to happen. I don't believe anybody could have anticipated the long-term consequences of this encounter. She transformed something I cherished into something very agonizing.